to the Good Convo, Good People podcast with me, your host, Jordan DeLeon. This is episode 6. I want to thank everyone for listening to my last episode with Ruben. Today I got another special guest, my boy Rudy here. Rudy, introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are, where you're from, what you do, and why you do it.
All right, so my name is Rudy Cabriales. I'm from Denver, Colorado, and I started a clothing brand. Basically, I'm a self-made entrepreneur, and I'm trying to make a podcast, and I'm trying to become a motivational speaker and really give back. And I feel like where I'm at in my journey right now is just giving motivation and showing love and support to everyone. So
That's dope, bro. Yeah, following you on Facebook and Instagram and all that. I see you posting the motivational quotes and just little gems like that. Bro. How I met you is through my cousin Damien. You and him were close friends. You guys went to high school together, right?
no, so I actually met Damien through my sister, and her boyfriend is DJ's uncle.
Oh,
So
okay.
Mike, do you know Mike?
Is that on his dad's side?
No, it's Jessica's brother.
Mike. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
kind of bad with
So
names. Okay.
yeah. So basically, I lived with my sister since I was 12 years old,
Okay.
and then so I met them. I met DJ through him, and we just clicked instantly. And like, he's became like a brother because we spent like so much like summers together, and like we would literally spend every single day together. And his mom Jessica
Yeah.
was like another mother to me. Like she really raised me in like a way. I was there every single day of the summer,
That's dope.
and yeah, so we've been friends for like 10 years now. So
That's dope. Yeah, I remember. I was like, who's this kid? I was like, like, I remember I used to give you a hard time and stuff, but yeah, I was like, who is this kid? But so Jessica, she's actually my godmother. So,
yeah,
yeah, that's dope. And yeah, I mean, me and DJ and Isaiah grew up. Did you meet Isaiah through Damien?
yeah, and then like I said, he's become another brother too. So like we've worked together. I got him like a job, and like
Yeah, I
we
remember.
really got way close. And now that's someone I check up on like often. So
Yep, yep, that's dope. So you said you lived with your sister since you were 12.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you don't mind me asking, I mean, what's
So
that situation?
yeah, so basically, just to give a little bit background, when I was around 10 years old, me and my mom and my dad and like my brother, we lived in Arizona.
Okay.
And around that time, my dad had got deported, and then we came back to Colorado. And with that happening in my mom's life, like she became really into alcohol. And
Okay.
so around this time, 10 to 12 years old, I really had it rough, like just growing up and just seeing like we're struggling so hard, and
Mhm.
I was kind of an observer, but like my brother, he would act on it. So he would be like, he was raised a little differently than I was, and I was just trying to,
Is he older?
yeah,
Okay.
he's older. I'm the youngest.
Oh, okay.
So, and my sister, she was already like out doing her own thing, like way before we went to Arizona. And so, like, I feel like my siblings, we all had to grow up pretty fast.
Yeah.
And so, when I was 12 years old, a lot of like a lot of things happened. So basically, my sister had barely turned 18, and she got full custody of me.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so I've been with her since I was 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, bro. That's definitely interesting. I mean, I didn't know any of that, and I kind of wanted to. Was just always curious, but I guess never asked. But I mean, that's kind of rough. I mean, like you said, you had to grow up quick,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean, kind of similar situation with me. So I mean, I kind of understand that those struggles. So, but I mean, obviously you went the right way. And we'll touch on that. Yeah, we're gonna get into everything, but yeah, I mean, you could have went one of two ways, bro, and
Yeah.
you could have been a knucklehead and getting in trouble and getting other things. So it's dope to see the way that you went.
Yeah, especially looking back now, just realizing that all of the different roads that I could have took.
Yeah.
Like I know there's some left turns that I had to make, but they say 3 left turns make a right. So
Mhm.
it's just a lot of those type of situations. I look back now and I see it was like, wow, just thank God every day that I went the route I did,
Yeah.
and just continue to go down this path.
Exactly, bro. And those um those hardships and those hard times and those life struggles, they mold you into the person that you are when you get older. And it's dope to see. So you were born in Arizona, or?
No, I was actually born out here, but throughout, I think we moved to Arizona twice, like two or three times. Definitely twice. I remember when I was four, we moved out there, but it was just to like start over, because like I said, growing up, we went through so many different things. So like we would always want to start over, and we went, and then a similar situation would be like occur that like my dad would go to jail, so we'd come back to Colorado, and then the second time actually we moved out there when I was 9 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and then he actually got like extradited back to Colorado,
Mm-hmm.
and so we moved back here, and he was we like went through this whole thing, and they said that he was going to be released, and so you know we all got excited and stuff, and then he actually went to the ICE facility
Oh,
because
okay.
his passport, or
Yeah.
no, like he had gotten into trouble too many times.
Yeah.
So he went through that whole process, and he was actually there for like a year. And this is like when we're like in shelters, just sleeping in our car, anything, and just because my family has burned so many bridges, so
Yeah.
like we're kind of out on our own,
Yeah.
and yeah, so he got deported, and like ever since then, my life has been challenging for like those 3 years, and that was just a different type of challenge.
Yeah. Do you still talk to your dad, or?
No, so no, I haven't talked to him
Okay.
for a while.
Yeah, I kind of grew up with that similar thing. When my pops, my biological father type of, jail type of thing, and nothing against him or his choices, but so I know what that's like, and I know that excitement as being a kid, knowing that your dad's gonna get out, and so I know that too, and but man, that's crazy. Like I really didn't know any of this, and
Yeah.
I'm really glad I had you on here, and to thank you for sharing that. Not too many people share things like that, and but I think with you is you use that as like your motivation and your push, and like trying to get to other people, maybe in similar situations. And I think that's the reason why I wanted to do this, is because if somebody hears a story like yours and been through similar things, and where they think they're alone, or they're going a different route, and then they hear how you talk about it and the way you go, and they're like, oh, okay, boom, like I can do that too, so
Yeah.
that's the main reason I brought you on here. All right, so yeah, I mean, what high school you go to? I know you mostly lived up north areas, right?
Yeah. So, uh, high school, I went to Northland High School like
Okay.
the whole time, and then I ended up graduating from there as well.
Nice,
So,
bro. Nice. Yeah.
class of 2018.
Damn. 18?
Yeah.
Oh, I forget you got. Cause what? How old are you? 20?
20.
20?
Yeah, I'll
Bro,
barely
that's
be 20. I'll be 21 in August.
that's crazy, bro. To be where you are when you're 20, bro. Like real talk. Like when you're 30, you're gonna be like a millionaire. I promise you,
Yeah,
bro.
that's the
Like,
goal.
bro, for real. Like when I was 20, God, like I was just a knucklehead, bro. Just doing things that I shouldn't have been doing, and partying and that lifestyle, and because you kind of never really been like partying and drinking and all that. Because I think every like family function we've been at, you're usually just chilling. You're not drinking. You're like Damien too, because he doesn't really like indulge in any of that either.
Yeah, well, like I said, I kind of grew up rough, and
Mhm.
I had to grow up fast. So one of the thing was I experienced a lot, like in my early age, and me and Damien been friends since 12 years old, since I was around 12 years old, and
Oh, I didn't know you guys were friends that long. I thought you guys.
yeah, and yeah, so like we were really like brothers for like the first 2 or 3 years, and then high school hit, and like once high school hit, I just started hanging around the wrong people, I guess, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, I guess that was like the lifestyle that I thought I was missing out because, like I said, I separated myself from like my brother and like watching people do those things.
Mm-hmm.
And in high school, those things kind of excited me. So, um, like freshman year, man, like I drank a lot, and it was like to like think back on it now, like 14 years old, it was just really. I felt like I was lost,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually seen this tweet the other day, and it was kind of like funny. it said like I kind of just zoned out one day in high school and I never quite zoned back in. And
That's true, bro. That's crazy.
and so like I felt like I was kind of in this constant daze because I never dealt with any of my like background, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why like today, like you said, I use my past as my motivation instead of like just keeping it bottled in and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That is just gonna lead you down the wrong path. So
Mm-hmm.
like now that's like what I preach to. I preach like you could go that route and learn your own way, but I'm hoping that you could learn from someone like me
Yeah.
because I actually been down that road and
Yeah.
it's just a waste of time.
And you're only 20, bro. That's so crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
and
That's dope, bro. Like, you figured it out right away, and most people don't. Most people get to my age or older before they finally like realize that. And like with the whole partying thing, I didn't really start partying like much in high school until like probably my junior and senior year,
mhm,
and not too much. And then when I got like hit like 18, then it was kind of like boom like that because I didn't. And I think with you, you kind of experienced it right away, and you could go one or two ways. You could keep with it and end up going down that long road, or you're like, all right, I experienced this, I don't like it, and I'm good on it. And
yeah.
you think your past kind of put you off of like partying and drinking and that type of lifestyle.
Well, yeah, definitely. Like, especially now because a lot of my family members still live that way,
Mm-hmm.
and then to be at the point of like my reality now is I am able to observe and realize like that person is far that way, and I don't want to end that way. So
Yeah.
I can't do that. Um, but I could say that there's been times in my life where I wanted to re-experience that and re-engage in it, and
Mm-hmm.
like it's drawn me in, and it's like, you know, I'm living this way now, so maybe I could drink and like maybe it'll be fun. But then I just go to it and I'm like it's not for me. I
Mm-hmm.
think it was about like almost a year ago. I had like a big Ciroc bottle and I posted it. I poured it all out and I was like, I posted on Snap and I literally had like 20 people swipe up and they're like some people, it was negative, you know?
Like,
Like,
bro, what are you doing? Are
yeah,
you
like you're
dumb?
crazy, like
Yeah.
you're stupid, like
Give that bottle to me. Yeah,
yeah,
type of
and
shit.
it was actually like I had like two older people. I had my uncle, and he was like, "Wow," he's like, "I wish I could share this because, that's really something that a lot of people my age need to learn."
Mm-hmm.
And like I had posted this big caption on Snapchat about it and like why I did it. And then my barber as well. He was like, it was the older people that already knew that lesson, and then the younger people they're like, "What are you
Yeah, are
dumb?"
you
Like,
dumb? Like, are
yeah,
you dumb? Like,
yeah. And so, so I mean, that's really what I want to teach people now, man. Like I really want to just get people like quote unquote awake, like
mm-hmm.
just to the
Bro, and you need to because you're gonna save people your age, your friends, DUIs, fights, jail, going into other routes. Because I kind of seen all that with my group of friends are people my age that we were growing up together. I mean I've seen friends go to prison over that shit. Get DUIs young. Unfortunately, it took me to get mine to kind of waking me up. So it's just, bro, it's amazing that you figured this out now. Like, if I could go back and like figure that, bro, you can't really stay to the past or whatever, but that mindset, bro, that's dope. Like, you're really setting yourself up for, like I said, by the time you're 30, you're gonna be a millionaire. But to want to help people, I think, is the biggest thing, because I think most people your age, I mean, they're probably selfish. It's all about them, and they haven't experienced those your 20s, because that's really like your molding for the rest of your life, like where you are in your 20s. Like, you got to go through those hardships, you got to bounce around, and you got to figure out things the hard way, and so for you to already be there, like that's so dope, bro.
yeah. And I feel like I honestly just started my journey. I could have started my journey like without. I like to use the term like being awake,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just being conscious of like all of the possibilities, and being aware.
Yeah.
And so when I say awake, that's what I mean. But I could have started this path of of living it, like you said, in my 20s, and it's all about trials and tribulations.
Mm-hmm.
But also at the same time, I just feel like going into this, knowing what I know and being like aware, is something that I want to get a lot of people to, so that they don't have to backtrack or have regrets, because that's something that it's very hard to live with. So,
Bro, you're gonna save people's lives, bro. For real, like
yeah.
real talk, you're gonna save people's lives. Um, yeah, bro, because like it seems like the like stigma or like the norm is like that like the trials and tribulations and the downs to get the ups and things like that. Um so yeah, I mean that kind of inspired your clothing brand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
show the camera your sweater.
this one's actually coming out tomorrow. So
Okay.
depends when you drop this, and it'll already be out. So
Okay. Nice, nice, bro. Yeah, the clothing's dope. Wish you had some with me, but shit happens.
yeah,
But nah, I'll post the link for the clothing, and my whole thing now is just buying like local, people that I know's clothing brands, and a lot of people now. There's reason behind the clothing. It's just
yeah,
they're just not making a shirt that says Westwood or something on it. It has a meaning behind it. So explain your meaning of your clothing brand.
yeah. So I started Dreamality, and basically Dreamality means to. So dreams to reality is like what I was originally gonna call it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted to find something with deeper meaning than just chasing your dreams and realizing that life could be potentially whatever you want it to be, and you create that reality.
Yeah.
So for me growing up, I felt like I had to just get a regular job and live a regular life,
Yeah.
and realizing, like, becoming more aware that there's so many possibilities to ways that you could live, and you could literally change the way that you live based on like your income and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you could be successful but not really make that much money, and you could serve a greater purpose. And that's where like creating the clothing brand came in for me, and just that's my dream. Is
Yeah.
I want to, like you said, impact people, change people's life rather than just chasing money,
Mm-hmm.
and because that's not what gives me purpose. And so,
That's dope, bro.
but yeah, anyways, Dreamality is like a compact version of that. It's like for people who are chasing their dreams and living in that reality, or on that road to that path in that reality.
Okay. Cause you've been doing this for a couple how long? Couple years maybe?
No, so I started. So like I had the idea back back when coronavirus started.
Yep.
Thank you. And like right before it started, 2020,
Yeah.
I had the idea, and I never really acted on it because I was comfortable in a situation, in like my job situation, and I never really gave it much thought. I knew I wanted to pursue something different. I knew I didn't want a 9 to 5 around that time,
Mm-hmm.
but I barely started in April
Okay.
of 2020.
Okay. Did you make stuff before that, or 2020 is like the first time you actually did it?
Yeah, so 2020 in April is like when I got my machines and stuff.
Okay. Cause you got the full setup, right?
Yeah.
You do explain everything that you have.
So I started off with just printing. So
Mhm.
like I would literally, no, honestly, I started off in 2020, like before I bought all my machines and stuff. I'd go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and I would just buy like little patches or like iron on stuff, like
Yeah.
stuff I could literally just do at home with the iron.
Yeah.
And
But it's a start.
yeah, and I knew I wanted to create clothing, and so I just go to the store, buy a shirt, and then I bought like little iron on diamonds, and I ironed on like 3 shirts, and then everyone kept telling me like how dope they were and stuff. So
That's
I
dope.
was like,
And
I
it's
need
more
to invest
personal
more.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Like a lot of people go and they start a clothing brand, and they go to like a place and have them print on it,
Mhm.
and it's like I do everything myself. Like I love it, gives me like a passion, when I create something. Like that's one thing that we're missing in today's day and age, is like creating something. You with the podcast, it gives you like joy when you see the final version.
Yeah, bro.
And
You're
it's
like, wow.
yeah, a
I
great
did
sense
that.
of joy, and it's like that's something that we're missing, and I think that's like one thing when people get trapped in a 9 to 5 job, like they're missing that, you
Mhm.
know, and so that's one thing that I love, is like creating all my own stuff, and then so people know, like I'm able to customize it so much. It's like it's cool.
That's dope. So where all right, so after high school, what did you do? Did you go to school? Did you just start working right away? Where did you go?
Yeah, so after high school, I got a part-time job, and it was delivering car parts, and it was just like, because I wasn't 18 yet. I graduated when I was 17.
Okay.
So that was like a temporary job. But I knew once I turned 18, I had to get like a real job. You know, everyone
Yeah.
says like you gotta get a high paying job or just like a decent job, something you could grow into.
Yeah.
So for me, like when I was younger, I always like thought like working in a warehouse was like manly, you know, and like
Yeah.
something that people do. And so my brother was actually working at a warehouse, so I went and applied like 2 days after my birthday, and then I got it right away. So I started right when I turned 18, and just working in that for a couple months, like really made me realize like I was like I need to accomplish more, I need to do more. And then my family and people like that were asking me like, what's next? Are you going to school? And so I kind of felt pressured into just going to college. I was like, all right,
Same.
I'll sign up.
Same.
And I went and I was like, what do I want to like achieve? And me coming like from my the past that I came from, I decided on psychology. It's like I really want to know how the mind works and
Yeah.
basically stuff like that. So I joined. I did one semester, and it was really awesome though. And that semester was like who like made me who I am today.
Where'd you go?
Front Range Community College.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I did a semester and I only had two classes, and so I did English and psychology 101. And so yeah, like just being able to, so English has always been like the worst. Like I've never passed with an A like ever in my life
Yeah.
in English. I even failed and had to go to summer school because like English was just terrible. I never really learned how to read and write properly
Yeah.
until college. Like college really showed me that I could really achieve anything I put my mind to.
Okay.
And that was that first insight, you know.
Yeah.
And around this time, I was like 300 pounds. So
Yeah, I remember
yeah,
you're big.
yeah. So I was really big, and that like passing that class, the college class, and I passed it with the A. And that really gave me the insight to it. Was like I need to do more. I need to achieve more because overcoming something that I thought was impossible to overcome, like that gave me the greatest feeling ever.
So doing that was kind of what set you down the path to where you are now.
Exactly.
That
Yeah.
was like the ding moment or like the light bulb or whatever.
Yeah. And so I really like, I thank God that I went through that experience, you know, and going to college was by far the best thing I ever did. And realizing that though, that also made me realize that I didn't want to go to school because there were so many like I used to have this thing was like I wanted to live forever, you know, because I wanted to be able to learn and experience everything. And so just going to college and having to work, like the work to college ratio, like it was just so messed up and it was just taking all my time. So I was like, if I don't have to go to college, I could be self-taught, you know. So that's really where I'm at today. Is just I learn every day. Like I was telling you before the podcast started, like this is seriously like my full-time job is learning, and I do shirts as my part-time job.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah.
To make that transition, because I feel like I've always had that mindset. Like there's something more for me. Like my biggest thing was I wanted my own business or I wanted my own thing, and I didn't want to make other people money. And like it used to like, bro, it used to like I would for real have to drag myself to work, and I hated it, bro. I hated it so bad. And you know, I I think my biggest thing was I was just scared to make that transition or that leap or that until recently, honestly, like it took me that long to be like, you know what, like I'm gonna do things for myself.
Yeah.
So for you to do that right away, bro, like that's dope. I hope that this inspires others to do it. No matter what your age is, if you just graduated high school or you're 30 years old or you're 40 years old, whatever, like just understand, like make that change. Um, so you worked in a warehouse. Explain the timeline with that. So you're at the warehouse, and then what made you like, I don't want this anymore. I want to do something for myself.
All right. So yeah, basically I was working there for around 6 months, and I like don't get me wrong, I advanced quickly. Like I started off as a pallet jack driver, entry level job. 3 months was like you had to be in that position for 3 months in order to work up.
Yeah.
And like that exact day, I asked my boss for a forklift position, and he gave it to me without an instance because he knew the type of worker I was.
Yeah.
And so I went and worked there. And during that time, that's when I went to college, and I just like going through that experience, and then with the weight loss and stuff. I was working there for about a year and a half, and that's when I was like, I achieved college. Well, I achieved what I thought was gonna push me to the next limit.
Yeah.
Like passing those courses, and then the weight loss, and I was just really like getting tired of the 9 to 5, and I quit college so I could learn more, but now I need to build something for myself that I could really build upon, and then not take so much 40 hours a week of my day.
Yeah.
And so I worked there for about a year and a half before I
Okay.
became self-employed.
Okay. And then from there, that's when you started the clothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2020 April.
Okay. Damn, bro, that's
It,
recently.
yeah, it was like Corona hit, and then they gave us like a flyer, and it was like, if you get pulled over, here's like your sheet.
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty sure you went through that too when they
Yeah,
had you do that.
it was like your ticket to be out late.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was just like, I was just so shocked by it, and then I worked in like a food warehouse, and so like it was a cold storage facility, and we like supplied meat to
Uh-huh.
people, and like business started slowing down, and I was just like really wasting my time, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And a lot of people said that like it was gonna be a month until it passed, and I knew in the back of my head I was like, like this is gonna be a while.
You're the
And
one
so
that yeah, because everybody's like, I remember I was like, oh, this is gonna be like 2 weeks or
yeah,
maybe a month, maybe 2 months, and but you were like, nah, this is gonna be
yeah, because just the extremes that people were going to, and then what social media made it out to, like, I'm not knocking coronavirus down any type of bit,
yeah.
but I'm just saying, like, from my perspective, I knew that it was just gonna be long, and so it was
And
actually
being that young and like thinking like that, bro,
yeah,
that's yeah, bro. You're
it was actually like a thing about minimalists. I seen it on YouTube, and it was like that was the inspiration for me to really quit my job, because they were talking about like cutting down on what we need.
hmm
And like before Corona hit, I would go to the mall every weekend and like buy new clothes, buy cologne, buy a new pair of shoes.
yeah. I know
And
you
just
guys,
like,
you and DJ, you guys
yeah,
are shoe games, right?
yeah. So it was just like, if I cut back on my means of living, I could really save money and accomplish a lot of things. And a big goal of mine was to move out in 2020.
Okay.
So I had a lot of savings. Well, not a lot of savings, but I had around like 7,000, and that's what
Damn,
really pushed
bro.
me.
Yeah.
As like having 7,000 in my savings, and then just like realizing that I could cut back on my way of living to like really make that stretch. And I was like, people are gonna be in their homes for all like for the rest of the year probably.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like that. It was like a couple months.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I have like I wanted to use it to my advantage. Like I realized what it was gonna do, so I was like, I'm gonna use this to my advantage and really make
Okay.
something happen out of it.
Okay. So you think the whole coronavirus kind of pushed you towards where you're like
Yeah.
self-made stuff?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like as much as I hate to say it, but also I like to say that it wasn't. So it was also that, but just you have to be the placement, the timing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was it was already on my mind, but that's just what pushed me, because I was
It
like,
just gave you that extra push,
yeah, and I was like,
that push over the edge, or.
yeah, exactly. And so, like I said, the savings was something I was already working towards, and making a plan and trying to execute that plan and try to figure out what was my next move.
Yeah, bro, and that's dope. I mean, when I was 20, I was, if I had money, I spent it. I mean, I would spend it last until I had nothing. I had $0. And so for you to like save $7,000 at at that age, like bro, that's impressive. That's super impressive. And there's people. My wife's really good at saving money. I'm getting better at it now. But yeah, there's just like I was just that person. If I had money, I had to spend it. It didn't matter what I spent it on. I just had to spend it. Like I'd go buy shit I didn't even need. So for you to do that, it's dope, and to have the goal of moving out. And yeah, because I think when I hit 18 too, I was like, I'm moving out. Like I wanted to get out of my grandma's apartment, and I did. And like 4 months later, I moved back.
Yeah.
And I did it again. Moved out when I was like I think 21, and had like a party house with my friends, and moved back. and then moved out again. So just for you to just set that goal, I mean, you're gonna be on your own pretty much for the rest of your life, right?
Yeah, and that's like one thing. That's where I'm at right now. Like I still live with my sister and stuff, and I'm comfortable. But it's like I know that that's my next goal. But one big thing for me is like I don't want to move out and then have to move back in.
Cause
And so
yeah, bro, trust me,
that's
learn from me. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
I've seen that a lot. So
Yeah, no, yeah, it happens, bro, and it's just timing or just doing things too soon or not doing it the right way.
mm,
So yeah, I mean, if you got somewhere, you're able to stay for cheap, and definitely take advantage of it while you can. Um, all right, so another thing you do with your clothing brand, you help people make their own brand, right?
yeah.
So touch on that.
So basically, like I've so from learning so much different things, and one reason why I wanted to do clothing is because it's noticeable.
Hmm.
Like I don't know if it's this way for everyone, but I don't know if it's because I'm in fashion and like I love fashion that like I look at someone and it's a statement, pretty much.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I
so
mean, you dress good. You look good. You look
yeah.
presentable. You look approachable. You
hmm
know.
And so one thing for me, I really started like searching into that, and I'm like, just it's brought up a big curiosity for me, and so I like started looking into it, and it's like it's a statement. If you walk into say like a Philly cheesesteak place and
Hmm.
they're all just wearing like whatever, you're probably thinking like, oh, this place is kind of low budget or something like
Yeah.
that. And
Although there are those little hole in the walls that are pretty fire, but
yeah,
no, I get what you mean. You
yeah,
walk in and they look all grimy and
yeah. But I just think it's a more professional look, and so I'm really trying to help a lot of people. And by having uniforms, I feel like that's one way I could help someone and serve someone. Like the podcast and like with what I'm doing with my brand is, I really want to help someone like truly, and I'm offering like really low prices in comparison to if you go walk into somewhere and customize shirt, it's gonna be like $40,
yeah,
and I just feel like that's unfair. We're all trying to grind and we're all trying to do this. I get it, but at the same time, that's also their dream. So why, if I could help them, that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
yeah.
And a lot of people trying to start clothing brands these days, so that's also what I'm providing for them too.
So I mean, you give like you're a one-stop shop, right? So I
Yeah.
mean, you'll explain. So I mean, from how doing the logo, cause so you do the
So
graphic design, or
so a lot of times I'd prefer that they came with a graphic design because that's not something that I haven't put my mind to really learning. But yeah, I could design. I design all my own stuff. I'd say like the starting logo. That's something that I didn't design, but everything else like from this and
because
like
that's your logo is the clouds, right? Like the
yeah,
clouds like
yeah.
dripping.
hmm And so I'm not really comfortable with designing yet. But if someone brings something to me or like an idea, like I could make it work basically.
Okay.
But like from where I'm at, like I know the certain like responsibility that comes into making a logo. Like I know that you know
It's everything.
yeah, it's everything. Yeah, it's the way that you present it. The first glance, like, wow, you really got to make it pop. So that's not something like I don't want that responsibility upon me.
Yeah.
But I do vinyl printing, and then I just purchased an embroidery machine like the beginning of the year, and that's something that I'm really taking my time learning. So that'll be offered within the next month.
Okay. So say I'm someone that wants to start a clothing brand. I come to you. I'm like, yo, bro, I got this logo. I want to start making some shirts. So explain the process. Like, what would you do, or like the whole process, and if you want to go over pricing and all that, you can, or if you want them to reach out to you, however you want to explain it.
All right. So first of all, I'd tell them to reach me on my Instagram because like just having all the social media that I have, people tend to get confused because I have like a lot of different pages as well. Because
Yeah.
I also do a motivational page, which is Kingdom Boys,
Okay. Oh, I
Kingdom
haven't seen that
Boys
one. Yeah.
underscore motivation, and basically I just post a lot of motivation as it comes up.
Okay.
Um, that's more around religion and stuff. So like Auntie Debbie, like she loves that one a lot,
Okay.
and like she'll share that, and
Yeah.
that's just something I do for the motivation and like something to really connect you on a spiritual level.
Okay.
And that's just separate from my brand because that's it's not that I don't want my brand to be associated with religion.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
it's a touchy subject,
yeah,
and
it's something that not everyone agrees on, and
mm-hmm.
dreams, that's a universal topic. You know, we all have ambitions, we all have goals,
Yeah,
whether you believe in the spiritual being or not. You know,
yeah,
that's where that is. So,
okay,
um, but back to that, I would design like a template for them. Like if they bring me the logo, I design a template. I send it back to them. I said, "Is this something you want?" We work on colors. I keep a lot of inventory, but like specialty colors is something that I would order. You know,
okay,
and then within like 3 to 5 business days, I receive the shipment, and they're just blank shirts, and I go through the. I specialize in like final colors, so
okay,
like 1 to 3 colors is usually what I do on one piece,
yeah,
and yeah, I give them bulk pricing. If you're interested in that, dreams to reality underscore LLC on Instagram.
okay. All right, that's dope, bro. Cause like if I think before when people wanted to start clothing brands, they would go to and I know a couple of shirt shops, Nightlight Screening. My boy Rob, he makes shirts, but it's like so many different orders that it's not like that personal touch. And nothing against them, not knocking them at all, but you bring that personal touch and it's specific to that client. And because I saw the couple that you were doing. It was like the drip and whip or something like that.
Oh, Whip Drip.
Whip drip, yeah.
Yeah, so shout out to Whip Drip. Like it's just a cool it's a cool thing to do, and like to meet these people, you know, because they I always ask like what's the meaning behind this. And if they don't have a meaning, I don't work with them.
Okay,
Literally, like
that's
it's like
dope, bro.
and like even for companies, like I love when companies hit me up the most because those are the people I try to give the most discount to because I know that they're trying to build something, you know?
Yeah,
And like for them to have the guts to like and the courage to like go and chase their dream and like really work on that is something cool. But even clothing brands, like it always has to have a meaning. If it doesn't have a meaning, I don't want to make it because you know, at
because
the
it
end of
kind
the
of
day,
like defeats like what you're set out to do.
yeah, like
And
I'm trying to help people that really have ambition, you know, and I'm trying to motivate them if they don't at the same time.
yeah,
But I really want to work with people that are trying to elevate their lifestyle.
okay.
And
And so you said you have the embroidery machine. So I mean, have you done hats? Or did you do hats?
yeah, so I did hats, but it was the vinyl style, and the embroidery I haven't really touched on too much. It's like a big industrial machine, you know.
I
It's
seen it.
not.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, like I had this smaller embroidery machine that like when I first started, I bought it. It was like a 400 little like machine, and even that one was hard. So I'm like this industrial machine, you know, it's taking me a while to do. I only did one piece so far, but it was like a shirt and I messed it up. So I'm like really trying to master it before I start
Yeah, before
offering
you
for
offer it.
people.
So
Yeah,
you only offered stuff that you're mastered or you're comfortable doing.
yeah.
Okay. Don't, bro. All right. What else you were working on or um, I saw you were like doing like a music video or something or
Oh yeah. So uh, another thing is just like I said, I'm like self-employed, you know. So
yeah,
one thing for me is like I just love adventure and I love doing new things and not really being conformed to um, one daily routine or like a daily routine, you know? Like
yeah,
people get so caught up in their daily lives that they don't hit people up and they don't ask people how they're doing because they're so stuck in their life.
yeah.
And that's just something I never want to be conformed to. So this opportunity again with my clothing brand, like helping people chase their dreams. And so I met someone through doing my clothing. This guy got referred to me and he's a CEO of like a record label.
Okay.
And so
In
my best,
Colorado? Or
yeah.
okay.
So it's Coloso Entertainment, and basically that's like epic in Spanish,
Yeah.
Coloso.
Oh,
And
okay.
so
Yeah.
yeah, like he wants to sign musicians, you know,
Yeah.
artists. And my best friend, like growing up, I knew this guy since elementary school, and he's been like my close friend. And he's always wanted to do music. And every time he gets around me, like I motivate him, and like I'm like throw this beat on, and like since we're kids, I remember him rapping, and like I've always thought he had a lot of talent.
Yeah.
So I connected them, and like sure enough, like he's like, oh yeah, you need to go to the studio. And I was in the studio with him like every day because that's like my best friend.
Yeah.
And I introduced them, and so I just like tagged along, you know.
Yeah.
And then I did some shirts for this guy, and because he told me he's like, we're gonna go to Cali, we're gonna like record a bunch of stuff, and then I did the shirts, and he was like, yo, you and my friend, he's like, you guys should tag along, and he's like, you guys could record. He's like, I know some video producers out there. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
So I just really want to see like my best friend win
That's
and
dope, bro.
hopefully accomplish that dream. So,
Yo, and Colorado or Denver is a tough music market, bro. Like I feel like there's just no support from. I mean, you'll get support from like your friends or your family and like your little fan base or whatever, but like the outside source, I feel like it's tough, bro.
yeah.
And so, but nah, I mean, for you to push your homie to do that, bro, that's dope. Cause I tried the whole music thing before, and I
Oh,
think
really?
I did, and I'll send you some of the songs I did. They're kind of cringy now,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, I tried the whole music thing, and people were telling me, my shit sucked and it was trash and things like that, and that discouraged me, bro. And I was
Oh,
like,
man.
I don't want to do that. Like, I was like embarrassed,
Yeah.
and but now that's dope. So you connected them too to that. Has he put out anything or?
No, so like, and then that's just another thing. Like, I motivate him so much that he's like, can you manage me? And I'm like, dude, I'll do whatever. Like, I do whatever it takes, man, to keep you motivated and keep you at this dream, you know.
Yeah.
So I actually like, I'm trying to register him as like an artist and do it like the right way, you know.
Yeah.
And so the CEO, he's actually from Cali, and like Cali's like where a lot of people come up, you know. And he grew up right there in the hood, so he knows the possibilities there. And
Yeah.
I think one thing that I've learned like throughout my journey of like being self taught is that belief, man. Like people don't believe that they could accomplish something until they see someone actually accomplish it.
Yeah.
And coming from Cali, he's seen all these people like, yo, like Nipsey used to be my neighbor, like for real. Like that's
Yeah.
the type of things he says. And just knowing that that's a possibility, I continue to enforce that in like my best friend's like mind, you know, like you're gonna make it if you just believe in it.
Yeah.
And so that's something really cool is that he's actually from Cali, and when we went out there, we got to experience that, like the the motivation out there, and like they really push that, like the music and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's cool.
That's dope. So maybe being a manager might be in your tool belt in the future.
Well, I just want to get him to the point where hopefully he doesn't need that, you know, like with me being self-taught, like entrepreneur basically.
Yeah.
I realized if you really want something, you got to learn all about that, you know. So
Mhm.
right now I'm at the point where I'm like, you know, there's artists that own like masters to their own music, and you really got to be able to learn all of these like things if you really want to make that your reality, you know.
Yeah.
It's like you got to go above and beyond the regular rapper. Like you don't need a manager, you can manage yourself. You could set your own shows. Like you could really be your own boss, and like
Yeah. Cause who did that? I forgot one of the rappers like bought all his masters or something, and he
uh,
is it, is it Ace Hood? I think.
Ace Hood did that. Nipsey, I believe, did that. Like Nipsey Hussle is just someone I really look up to, just because I see his reality shift, you know, and
Yeah.
he really came from like a rough neighborhood, and that's someone that and really inspires me because I seen like he was working with Dr. Sabi, and like he was really exploring this health and like the mind and like stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that's really what I'm about too. So
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. No, his whole positivity and just the community and all that. The one thing that was his downfall was just staying in the community and that environment with those people. So, but no, man. So I don't know, bro. Like hearing you say all this is like I think like being a life coach for you. Like,
Mhm.
is that something like you looked
Yeah.
into before?
Yeah, so that's basically where I'm trying to go with it. Like I'm trying to do motivational speaking and stuff like that, and I don't want to be a like I don't want to be an influencer, you know.
Yeah.
Like I want to be able to make an impact, but I just think like that word like influencer is like everyone's like, look at me, look what I'm doing, look what I could teach you, and
Yeah.
it's like it's that, but to a certain degree, you know. It's like I'm really like life coaching. That's something that's a little bit different, I think.
Have you heard of I just drew a blank on his name. He's like one of like the biggest like life coaches. Not something Robin.
Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So I have nothing against Tony Robbins. I just feel like,
he's real old school.
yeah, he's learned stuff. Obviously, something that valuable that you could share.
Yeah,
But I think in order to really have something to say, you need to really learn something. Like he knows a lot about the way we think and um, certain things. But someone real motivational would be like, to me, in my eyes, would be like Kevin Hart,
okay,
like the pursuit.
yeah,
Like just keep pushing. Like he kind of start. Tony Robbins kind of started kind of young to be that motivational speaker that he is, and like
yeah. It's like years.
he's
to get there.
accomplished a lot of stuff. Don't get me wrong, but in that aspect of motivation, and like it's like me, I'm trying to really teach myself a lot of things. Like if I'm going to college for like 10 years, I want to go away and learn stuff, come back, and really be able to be a deeper influencer, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's dope. Yeah, because I mean, I think when you hear influencer, you think of like just the whole YouTube shit, and like you said, like just flashy. But nah. So I mean, how are you learning things? Like,
So I tell my girlfriend a lot. Like I was like, I just spent a whole 8 hours on YouTube University. But
yeah,
like
bro.
YouTube, man, like she kind of makes fun of me because she's like, those doctors don't know more than like the people on CNN. Well, I'm like, well, like you don't even know. Like these
Yeah.
people are really like, they're real doctors, real intelligent. I watch like brain experts all the time, and then they
So
would
you're
tell,
getting deep
yeah,
into
real
it.
deep into it, and that's like the thing a lot of people don't think, and um, like with my clothing, like I'm gonna say that I don't generate the most income, and so it's like my girlfriend tells me all the time, like, when are you gonna get a job? And it's like, dude, like this is really my full time job. Like I want to learn, and I go deep with it, and that first year of high school or college, that like one semester, it really showed me that I could learn a lot of things like this, And like I said, I really didn't really know how to read and write that good until that semester.
Yeah.
So now I'm like reading these books and really trying to dive deep into it.
Okay, so that one year did you well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the same way, bro. I was like bouncing around from jobs and like I didn't find anything I like, and I got into sales, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go do the school thing, and I wasted 2 semesters there, and now I'm like $7,000 in debt because of it. So I mean, it's I think going to school made me realize that I didn't want to go to school, and I wanted to go a different route. But yeah, I mean, it's not for everyone, bro. But at least you got something out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got that one thing, and you're like, boom, that's all
I
I needed.
ran with it. That it was just a awakening of I could really accomplish anything that I put my mind to, and that was something that I never like believed in.
Yeah,
And now I learn about like, so basically what I'm learning now is the belief system, and mostly about our mind. Like I said, that was the only thing I was ever interested in going to college for, is like psychology,
yeah,
and so that's basically what I'm studying now, and it's just because that belief, bro, like it just gave me a greater purpose. It's like
hmm,
really, that's why I want to show everyone this belief, and like a lot of people don't get it until they're older, and like
yeah. For, either too late or sometimes it's not too late, but they had to go through something rough to get there, and do you read at all?
yeah. So right now, it's mostly audibles. Not gonna lie, cause I'm mostly like
Well, you're busy.
yeah, I'm doing a lot of different things, but I listen to a lot of audibles. The first book I ever read was Think and Grow Rich. So like that was
Okay.
like one book I was like, really, it got my interest.
Yeah, that's
And
one on my list.
yeah, but or actually I listened to it first, so I never actually read it. And now DJ's dad actually bought it for me. Like
Oh,
he sent it to me anonymously, and I was like,
that's
that was
dope.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out Screwball.
yep. And yeah, so he sent that to me, and that was like the first book I ever listened to. But as far as like actually reading, I've studied the Bible, and I read like daily prayers. I read articles, but it's mostly audibles right now.
Okay. Yeah, I
And
mean, do what works for you.
yeah,
But I mean, as long as you're, um, doing it. Yeah, I mean, I recently got on the whole reading trip. My friend that was on here last, Ruben, was the one who put me on reading, bro. And it's like, just like I've always had that stigma of like just hate reading just because of school.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to read a book like at least 2 books a month. So I try to read at least one chapter a day in each book. But yeah, I mean, I've read. Have you read The Secret yet?
No.
Check out The Secret. That might help. It's like the law of attraction
Mm-hmm.
and all that. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah,
you know about
I've
all
heard
that.
a lot of stuff about that book, so yeah, I definitely have to check it out.
Yeah, check it out. Another one, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Have you read
Yeah,
that one?
I listened to that full one. I really love that book,
Yeah, that
and
book's dope.
yeah, that's something that I really like took notes on, and that I feel like I got a lot of good perspective from that book,
Yeah.
and so that one, and I don't really tell too many people about this. I tell my girl a lot about this, but David Goggins, have you ever heard that book?
Sounds familiar.
Can't Hurt Me by David
Oh,
Goggins.
okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so like I joke about it, like that's like it's not a joke, quite honestly. It's like that's my that's like the only person I ever really looked up to. Like when I heard his story, I was just like, "That's me." Like that's me. And like,
That's dope, bro. You could relate to that.
yeah, I relate real heavy to that. And so, and just like the fact that he wrote a book, I'm like, that got me wondering, like, maybe I could write a book.
Yeah, in the future, bro, I
And
see that. You know, just
yeah,
a self help book,
mhm,
motivational. You know, there's plenty of them out there, but you know, have your different touch, and you know,
yeah,
somebody will gravitate to that, and you know what I mean, and change their life, bro, for real. Um, yeah, bro. Nah, I mean, yeah, definitely. YouTube, man, is university, bro.
yeah, yep,
You could find out anything on YouTube, like anything from so simple as like how to change the light bulb in your car to I've learned because I'm really into stocks right now.
hmm,
So a lot of the things that I've learned about stocks and stock options I've learned off of YouTube and just following certain people and how they break it down and like bro like the power that we have now in this day. Another thing I'm really trying to push is the power of the internet. Like anything that you want to do, if you don't know how to do it, if you don't know how to start it, just search it. Like for example, like how do I start? Like that's how I started this. I legit Googled how to start a podcast
yeah,
and went through like 4 or 5 different articles and took something from each one and you know here I am. I mean you know I'm still in the beginning phases of it, but you know just that's that push that I needed.
you know.
It's just the internet, bro. The power of the internet.
Yeah, and I really got that from. It's just a funny story. Like my brother-in-law's truck actually broke down, and that was like my means of transportation to and from work. For like a short period of time, my like transmission went out, so I was using his truck,
Yeah.
and it broke down. And he was like, "I'm gonna junk it," and he was like literally about to junk it, and I was just like, "Hold up, like you don't even know what it is," and it ended up being like the ignition and like it was stuck in like neutral, so it wouldn't like you couldn't turn it on basically.
Okay.
And I YouTubed it and I literally fixed it. Like he was at work, he came home, he seen me in the truck, it was started. He's like, "What the? How did you just do?" And it
Like
was just like,
YouTube, bro.
yeah, it was like a real, the day and age. Like it was I felt appreciative to what we really have in like the
Bro.
palm of our hands. You know, we
Mm-hmm.
have so many access, like so much access, and
Just
I
from
say
this
I'm
thing right here, bro.
self-taught, but it's really not. It's like you learn something from everyone, and YouTube, like that's how I learned how to form an LLC. That's how I learned about um, depreciation value, how to make a profit and loss sheet, how to just do so much stuff. Open up a business account, what I could do with my assets, like a lot of different things like that.
That's dope, bro. That yeah, bro. That it's like the new era of making money, bro. Like
Yeah,
you know, the let's do it. And yeah, same way, bro. And anything that I need help with, you know, I just YouTube it or Google it. Um, so touch a little bit on your motivational stuff. I mean, like, as far as I think, like how you're pushing your friend to do certain things, like, explain like how explain how like what drives you to do things like that.
so I think I heard someone talk about it, and I can't remember the name. I'm horrible with names, so like I can't really remember his name. But he wrote "Think Like a Monk,"
Oh, I'm reading that book right now.
Or
Jay Shetty.
yeah, Jay
Yeah,
Shetty.
I'm reading
Yeah,
that one right now,
and
actually.
he says like the great like everyone has a common purpose, and our purpose is to like help one another. And with my awakening, like that's what I found, and that's why I think just knowing that one purpose and like if you believe it or not, whatever. But like if you believe that, like that's our purpose, is to help people, whether it's learning or chasing their dreams or um, just feeling like a greater purpose of their self, and
Yeah.
like really loving themselves. And that's like I realized that and my whole life changed. Like that's why. And then they say another thing is like you have to work on yourself in order to, or you have to love yourself in order to love
Love
someone
someone
else.
else. Yeah.
And like I said, with my weight loss and like really realizing that I could accomplish a lot of new things and just really loving the way my life was starting to like form, I
Mhm.
started like loving myself more. And so with that, I think that's like when that purpose came to me. I don't know, like it was just like that notion of like when I help someone, like I have this great feeling,
Mhm.
and now I just want to spread it.
Now you want to keep
Yeah,
feeling that.
just spread it. And so, um, yeah, that's where that came in. And like everyone is just, I'm getting tired of like not getting brought into people's like sadness, but like I'm just getting tired of like everyone living this hell and then like putting it onto you,
Mhm.
And it's like I can handle that, like me personally, but I know people that can't handle this.
Mhm.
And so I'm trying to take you out of that hell so that you could go experience heaven
Bro,
on
that's
earth here,
yeah, that's dope, bro.
And
Cause
so
you know what I mean. To most people are, they see somebody going through something, or they're down, or you know what I mean, and it's like you want to avoid it. You know what I mean? It's like that black cloud and that rain, and you're like, ugh, you know what I mean?
yeah,
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 exactly. And where they, like I said, bro, you can save people. You're gonna save people's lives, and if you haven't already, maybe something you don't know about, but somebody hearing something from you, made them not go down that road.
yeah.
So, but that's dope, bro. And I think, yeah, the best feeling you can get is knowing that you've helped somebody, or you've made them change their way of thinking. Another thing I wanted to touch on too, because I feel like I've been kind of going a little hard on the 9 to 5 people. Um, I got nothing against people that are 9 to 5. I think my biggest thing was just pushing to do people to do things that they love, or they enjoy, or that they want to do. And if it's doing it on their own, I want to push them to do that. Because I mean, my wife, she's a nurse. It's not a 9 to 5. She works 312s, but she enjoys being a nurse,
Okay.
and you know what I mean. I think if you're in those trades, like all my friends are electricians. All of my wife's brothers they're in Denver water. So I want to say I'm not against 9 to 5 people. Like I said before, we need them. But I think my biggest thing that I'm trying to do is, because my mindset is to do something on my own and for myself, and I want to inspire others, like you're inspiring others and you're motivating people. So I just wanted to touch on that, because I've been hearing a couple of things where people are like, damn, like you're really going. And I don't want to offend nobody, and by all means, but I'm just trying to just want you to do what you want to do in life. Um, but yeah, I want to touch on that real quick.
So you're asking like what would be some motivation to give someone to like get them out of that?
Well, no, I was just trying to just clear up some things, but no, I mean, there you go, perfect. Like what, like yeah, explain. Like what would you do if somebody that has a dream, they want to do something, but they're hesitant to, or
All right. So one thing I realized was a lot of people don't have dreams necessarily, and it's not bad. And when you say that, like some people like they get filled with sadness and they're like, wow, I don't have a dream, and like like they get scared,
yeah,
and that's something that you know set out like so. The person that wrote that book, Think Like a Monk,
yeah,
he says, try something new. Try something new every weekend for a month, and that's eight new things that you try.
mm-hmm.
So Saturday and Sunday, four four times, like 4 weeks. Try that.
Yeah,
Try something new, and through doing this, you get to learn something about yourself. You get to learn what you like and dislike, and like you never know. You know, you could try golf one weekend and you could be,
Yeah,
the world's best golfer, and like,
you.
and a lot of people say they're not good at things because they never tried it.
Hmm.
So you really got to put yourself in new situations
You
each
got to
and
make
every day.
yourself uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like through the discomfort that we learn a lot about ourselves. And so that's what I'd say to someone that doesn't like think they have like a pursuit that you know. People tell me that all the time. Like, I want to be self-employed, but I don't know what to do. I don't know
Yeah.
my purpose. And like I said, I think purpose and dreams are a different thing.
Hmm.
And so you could have a dream to do something, but you still know your purpose.
Oh, I like that.
And so yeah. But as far as like someone knowing that they want to achieve this, but they just haven't made that step, I'd say a big thing for me is cutting back, like how what I went through. I had to cut back on like what is it that I really want, and you have to put your priorities ahead. And it's like sometimes you even have to change like your living situation. If you're living in a 3-bedroom house and you don't need 3 bedrooms, downgrade,
Hmm.
and you got to make sacrifices in order to accomplish your dream.
I think that's the biggest thing is people are scared to make those sacrifices or those changes. I think something for me is I call trimming the fat. So cutting off like any negative people or negative actions or just anything that's getting in the way of me going where I want to go or how I want to be in life. Is cutting those off and like not being scared to do it. Like I mean, those are some type of sacrifices. Um, Another thing is I think people are scared, bro. Like people are scared to make that transition or scared to pursue the things that they want to do, just in fear of what people will think or like that was my biggest thing is I was always like embarrassed or scared that people are gonna like make fun of me for something that I'm doing, bro. Like this, like I said in my other podcast, like I was nervous, bro. I recorded it and I got it to how I wanted it, and I was like I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Like I was like my thoughts were like people are gonna make fun of me, and I kind of I think that stems down to the people you surround yourself with and
Yeah.
not
Well,
having.
I was just gonna say that as well. Like they say like the number one thing ever calculated, and this is real, is your area code. It's because the people that we know,
Hmm.
and like that's one thing that keeps you from success is your area code. And it's because like the people that we know, they don't have podcasts. They like they don't maybe they don't even listen to podcasts. So how would they know that this whole world's out there?
Yeah.
And it's like and like you said, people like the people you're around will take your dreams from you, and that's a fact. Like
Hmm.
you got to watch who's around you. And this is one thing I learned too. Even people that love you, they might not believe in your dreams. Like even the people that are most close to you, they do not most likely believe in your dreams, and it's because they never seen someone accomplish that.
Bro, that and it doesn't make sense to them.
Hmm.
Are they like I wouldn't do that,
Yeah.
so you can't. And it's bro, it really. I think you did like a Facebook. Well, you just started your new Facebook, right?
Hmm.
You deleted your other one.
Yeah.
You just started fresh.
Hmm. And I did that. I did that mostly because I realized throughout like my high school and stuff, I would have people follow me because they knew who I was. Like they knew of me, but they never like really knew who I was.
Yeah.
And like I would add whoever, and it was like, it was just social media. And I never took it serious, whatever. But I used it a lot. I was like addicted to it, and now like I don't use it at all. I post like what I need to post. It's like a sense of like advertising for me.
Yeah, it's
And
just your free marketing, free
yeah, so
advertising.
I'm like, why do I have to have all these negative people? Like these people are literally bringing me down. Whether they like, I never even had to speak to them a day in the life. But like I said, I'm learning about the mind and energies and the law of attraction, I guess.
Yeah.
And so I know if they project their hate on me, that's gonna come to me in real life. And if someone hates on me, it's just gonna it'll give me negative like self talk or something like that.
Hmm.
And that's something that I'm good on, like pushing back. But it's just that energy still gets sent, and like it gets overwhelming sometimes. So
Did you experience any of that, like just people hating or like just negative?
man, I have the
Job.
most messed up story ever. It's like my best friend actually. It's like we would always talk about like we got to progress, we got to do something, and like I'm a motivating person, and I always have been. So I'd motivate him. Like he hated his job, I hated my job. We would just motivate each other all the time, and he would always talk about like, so what are we gonna do? And I'm like, what are you gonna do? Like like you feel me? I'm trying to work for something like for myself and like make something. And he would like always be that little like tag along, like try to tag along
Yeah,
and
like
stuff. So I'm like, I got my own dream. Like this, is what I'm gonna make it happen. And he's like, let's go 50-50. And I'm like, bro, I'm trying to build something. What makes you think I'm gonna build an empire and it's like 50-50? Like I get that you're my best friend, literally
yeah,
my best friend ever. And it hurt me to see once I built something like he distanced himself from me. He stopped talking to me. He's like stopped all that. And then to take it a step further, like just recently when I started doing even better, like he would literally like ha ha my posts and stuff. And I was like, what? Like
yeah.
it was weird. And then I introduced him to other friends, and it seemed like he told a different narrative to those people.
Mhm.
And since I distanced myself, like um, I'm not the type of dude to like get a girlfriend and run away, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but I would like prioritize my time, you know, like as I got deeper into my relationship, I realized I'd rather spend my time here than there.
Mhm.
And so he spent more time with those friends I introduced him to. And it seems like he kind of, since I was distancing myself, he told them a certain narrative and then they started hopping on that with him. So I was like, it's whatever, bro. It's
Yeah.
just,
And you'll find that out, bro. Like
yeah,
I had friends that like my brothers, bro. Like oh we're gonna be 90 years old in a old folks home still chilling
exactly how I thought.
and now, bro, I'm like I've like slimmed it down to like probably I have like three friends that and I don't really talk to them that much. I think the biggest thing for me is once I had my daughter, bro, that like my whole mindset changed because me and my wife used to get into it a little bit because I was always about my friends. Like, I want to include my friends. I want to be with my friends,
Yeah,
and but I mean, it's good for you to make that choice because, bro, at the end of the day, the only one that's gonna hold you down is besides yourself or your close family is your lady, bro.
yeah. As of right now, that's been like my main support, you know?
Mhm.
And just coming from the background that I came from, like, um, it's been cool like being able to observe all of that energy that she has and like really see life from a different person's perspective because I pick up on her energy a lot, you know.
Yeah.
And so that's why I wanted to surround myself so much with her. And she's been like a real motivator. She's like one of the reasons why I went to college in the first place. So like I just feel like I owe her like that much to really push myself to as much as I could, you know,
Yeah.
because um, we're trying to accomplish a lot of things together. So.
That's dope. That I mean, you guys have that same mindset because people get in a relationship with the wrong one, and
Mm-hmm.
all they want to do is party, and all they want to do is go drink, and you just bro, and like if you're in a bad relationship, that should I mean that'll break you down, bro. That'll
Yeah.
bring down your life or affect you from doing the things that you want to do, but. Yeah, bro. Another thing you did, bro, is cut that fat and cut those
Yeah.
people off, bro. And you need to do it for your success and your well being. And for me, like it just took me having a daughter to like realize that there's certain people that I don't want around her or I don't want her to know because of who they are.
Exactly. That was another thing for me is I started like when I spent more time with my girlfriend, I realized that a lot of things that I shouldn't be doing because I was like if we're married and we have like a kid, you know, like I wouldn't want myself to be this certain type of way, or I
Hmm.
wouldn't want these certain people to be around. So it's like I even like the the truth is like I even cut off some of my family, and that was like the hardest step I ever had to make. But it's just the background that I came from, you know, just like you getting around these people and then projecting all their insecurities or all of their um like the hell that they're living into onto you, and so it's just like you gotta sometimes cut all those people off in order to.
Another thing that I've like figured out is family's a choice, bro. Like don't feel you're have any obligations to anyone because they're your sibling, your mom or your dad or your auntie. Family is a choice for real, and I the only people that I feel like I have an obligation to now is my grandmother. So my grandmother raised me, my wife, and my daughter. Those are the three people. You know what I mean? If you don't have nothing to offer me, or if you're not the same mindset as I am, you don't have to go self work. But if you're just that positive mindset and where you want to go, I'm being really picky with my people, bro. Like
Yeah.
I really am,
Mm.
and you need to. If you want to go where you need to go, or you don't want to be stuck at the same level, you gotta start. You gotta start busting out them scissors, bro.
Yeah, and that's one thing too. Is like what you just talked about is um, getting people with that like mindedness.
Mhm.
And it's not even like I say that, and people are like, "What if I don't want to be an entrepreneur?" Like that's not the only thing I'm trying to motivate and push. Like I'm trying to motivate you to um, realize what your priorities are. Like, what do you prioritize? What is gonna like? Do you love or do you hate more? And if you hate more, that's okay. But you gotta make steps each and every day to spread more love
Mhm.
and show compassion and just different type of things. Like I'm really trying to become the best version of myself,
Bro,
and
yeah.
I think everyone needs to do that because some people get so like stagnant in their life and like they either get pushed back or they stay like right there, and it's like this life we could never stop. And like
Mhm.
I said, like one thing I really used to be stuck on is like I'm trying to live forever so I could learn everything, all the lessons I need to learn. And it's like some people when they say they're bored, bro, like this is one thing where I hate like so many people tell me this, like my girl specifically, she's like, I'm bored. I'm like, what do you mean you're bored? Like, do you not know the day and age we live in? Like, you could Google anything, and like she laughs at the things I tell her that I learned,
Yeah.
and it's just like I didn't need to know that, but I'm glad I did because it's like it's there's so much information out there, and I think like learning and like what we are talking about earlier when I make the shirts is like seeing a product that you made and learning.
Feeling accomplished.
Yeah, like that. Those are two things that you could do every day, and like you just feel a higher sense of yourself. So
Mhm. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, I don't want to surround myself, like you said, with people that like-mindedness is not like I'm not trying to look for somebody that wants to be on their own, or like entrepreneurship, or trying to get into stocks, or trying to get into real estate, or you know what I mean, just your mind. I just want to be around positive people, bro. I've been around too many just negative, bro, and it brings you down, bro. It really brings you down, or it'll make you go down that path, or be a negative person, or speak on people, or gossip and shit like that. Like you gotta like you gotta push yourself away from that, and it's nothing personal. Like it's never nothing personal against anyone. It's just you're not where you're not the person that I need to be surrounded by me, and I'm sorry, we gotta go different paths. I wish you the best. I wish you love, and no, hey, I wish you well, but this connection right here, it can't be the same.
yeah, and I think one thing when we're talking about like where you when you said you see me like doing the life coach thing
Hmm.
is one thing I think I would really like want to do is be a mentor, and like that's more personable.
Hmm.
And they say like common to like the zip code thing is like who you know. It's not who you know. It's just like um, say like a mentor. Like basically going back to the mentor thing is like me being able to like share all of this like things to someone. Wait, I just forgot where I was at.
No,
Yeah.
but
Go ahead.
no, the mentor, bro, like the kids, bro, the youth. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to raise my daughter to be to never go through any. For one, I mean, as all the hardships or whatever, but like just like I'm gonna show her how to build her credit. I'm gonna show her about stocks. I'm gonna show her how to be a positive person. I'm like it's cool because I got like this half of me right here,
Yeah.
and I can mold her into the person that just being a good person, bro. But I think mentoring like the youth, that don't have these father figures, or that are lost in similar situations that we were in, let them know you're not alone, bro. Kids need that, bro. I know, like I needed it.
Yeah, that's where I was trying to go with the mentor. I had forgot, but it's like when you see people living some type of way, like you said, you got to cut certain people off because even like today, like I get around people that like drink and stuff, and I'm like, I like if I keep hanging out with them, like that's probably who I'm gonna become. And so like, cause the temptation gets there.
Hmm.
If I just hang out around like my best friend, like he don't smoke or drink, so like I hang around him more, and it's like DJ too.
Yeah, he's bro.
Like,
It's
like
crazy
I
because
love hanging around him because like you just get that sense of like calmness and just like it's just it's a better person to be around. But basically just being a mentor would allow me to like someone to get up close and personal into my life and just view like what are my habits, what are like my daily rituals, you know, and like it's because it's like the little things that make your day, and your day makes your life, like whether
Mm-hmm.
you know it or not. You waste this whole day drinking, bro, like you're most likely gonna end up doing that again, or that's just gonna bring you back a little bit. Like you won't even stay the same. Like it's gonna bring you back. Like you might not know it, but in the bigger picture. And that's one thing that I love doing is like looking at the big picture. And if I had to describe myself in like one word, it'd be like I don't know if there's a word for it, but like that's like my greatest gift is perspective. Like believe it or not,
Yeah,
perspective is like
bro.
what I
But
think,
that's everything,
and
bro.
no one's able to, or not no one. A lot of people aren't able to like get perspective on themselves, and like
Nah, bro.
that's where like I'm different from a lot of people. I guess a lot of people have perspective, but like when you're able to really take yourself out of that shoe and look at yourself like from like inward,
Yeah,
you know, yeah,
like a bird eyes view of
yeah,
yourself.
yeah, yeah, and I get that a lot, and I'm able to like, and I think that's why I try to motivate people too, you know, because I see the how that they're living in, and they don't see that, and they're like so far this way, and I'm like I got a lion tattooed on my arm, and you seen that, and that's like a big part of me is like I'm like I get like not really panicky about it, but I'm like, you guys gotta come with me, you know? Like
Yeah,
I'm trying to like get you guys out of there because I've seen that path, I've seen that outcome already millions of times, and it's just like I could look at you, and if I get to know you a little bit, I could see where you're at,
yeah,
and it's just like
bro.
I'm trying to
That's
be a
that's
guide to
dope for
people.
bro. I don't think I've ever met anyone like that, bro. Like just to have that mindset to like let me take care of them. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like nobody's like that. People are selfish, bro.
And
And for you to be like that, bro, that's dope. And you're only 20.
yeah, and I had to really build like a tough skin in order to like I said, the energies, you know, you get around people like that, and it takes a lot for me to not let them perceive their emotions on me, or uh, let just whatever. Like I've seen a lot of it, man. Like I've I've fallen into traps where I'm like, oh, like that's a tactical mistake. Like I put some drywall up, and I'm like, nope, can't go that way no more.
Yeah.
And
And it takes
it
a
helps
strong
me.
mind
Yeah,
to do that,
yeah, that's what
bro.
I'm saying. And it takes perspective too, because like I seen it. I'm like, oh, like you know, if I go down that route, I'm gonna be like, this route's gonna be way too far to come back to, and
It's just
it's
seeing the bigger picture, bro.
yeah, it's like this is a road right here, and I just find all of these passengers, and I'm like, come with me, you know.
Yeah.
And it sucks because a lot of people they don't want that. They don't want to get on the bus. And
No.
I'm like,
You
it's
can't you
whatever,
can't
bro.
help everyone, bro. You
Yeah,
really can't. And you can't make people do things that they don't want to do, good or bad.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And um but I think the satisfaction is knowing at least you tried. You know what I
yeah.
mean? You're like
And I tried multiple times.
I attempted that, and you know what I mean. That's
Yeah,
on them. You got you know what I mean. You know, just know you did your part,
yeah,
and that's the biggest thing.
yeah. And I really love doing this, and like, um, you know, with some people it's like I try extra hard, and some people I'm just like I'll come back to you, you know, like that's why I spread motivation, and that's why I like love everyone, and people that rock the brand they know this about me, and it's like more personable, I guess, is like is you know that this is my mission, and it's like a movement. So like I think the people that I want to see wear my stuff are like the leaders, you know,
Mhm.
like for you example, like you bought some stuff, and
Yeah.
it's like that's someone that deserves to be wearing it, and it's like because they know, you know, like they know that there's a path that they have to hop on, or they're on that path,
Yeah.
and so it's like yeah.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. Yeah, I always see my cousin Kaden always wearing
Yeah, dude, I love that.
it.
I love him to death, bro. Like, I don't know if you know this, but I was actually like customizing shoes and stuff because my Instagram page is dreammality.store.
Yeah.
So basically, I named it that because it's what it's gonna be in a year or two. Like, I'm gonna have a store, and
Like a brick and mortar store,
what is
or
that?
like actual like building.
Yeah, like a storefront.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the goal, and so with that, I want to be selling my clothing. Of course, you know, is gonna be Dreamality store, and I'm gonna sell my clothing. But then also, I'm gonna do customs, like not customs for people to come in and get their stuff custom, but like motivational people and like people that I really look up to. And I want to have like a little book section for free where people come and chill and read books and
See,
or like
that's dope, bro.
yeah, like
Nobody's pushing that, bro.
it's really a movement, bro. And but anyways, with the like I'm gonna be selling. Well, like I want like I want to help people like DJ, for example. He loves shoes. You know, he
Yeah,
always
bro.
be hustling shoes, and so I'm like, come set up your shoes in my shop, and then I wanted to do like restoration, so that's how I started making money early, like 14. That was like my first hustle ever. Like I would get like beat up shoes from people, like $20 shoes, and sell them for like 150,
Yeah,
and like that was my hustle. And so I told Caden, I'm like, bro, like I see how like intelligent he is and like how observant he is, and so I told him I was like, come join this, and so
and that's
like
that mentor, being a mentor,
yeah,
bro.
and like that's why yeah, I gave him that business though, because I'm like I'm kind of my plate's filled, you know, it's
Yeah,
like overfilling right now.
yeah,
So I was like, last week I went and dropped him off all that stuff. So we're about to open up the Dramality customizations and restorations,
dope, bro.
and yeah, he loves rocking my stuff. So
Okay.
that's like one person that like the like-minded people, you know, and I hope that I could be like a mentor to him and
Yeah,
do
bro,
that for him.
yeah, cause he needs that, bro. He needs that.
Yeah.
You and DJ.
Hmm.
I didn't know he's doing that. I'm gonna have to take
Yeah,
him.
so he's part of the dream team. Him and
Okay.
DJ, like us three right now, and trying to get Isaiah on, try to fit where see where Isaiah fits in
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. So trying to get a couple more people on for sure.
That's dope, bro, and that's love, bro. Because
Yeah,
most people, they do their thing, and they're like, nah, it's just
nah,
me.
bro. Like
It's like
this is
you're spreading the wealth, the love, and you know
yeah,
what I
the
mean.
love herpes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like yeah, this is I don't really like to go too much into the future, but like because one thing is like you can't let everyone know your plans, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like that energy or that they project like, oh, I can't do that. What makes you think you could do that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I'm gonna speak this into existence right now because I know already, like I'm gonna accomplish these things. So 1 to 2 years, you guys are gonna see the store, and then
I believe that.
3 to 4 years is going to be the opening of the warehouse, and the warehouse is going to be like the headquarters where we do mass production, and we do customers like for the businesses and creating like clothing brands. So we'll have all that at the headquarters, and I'm gonna leave the store to a close brother of mine, like you know,
Yeah.
and then eventually leave the headquarters and just pursue more stuff. Like I said, I really want to be the self-taught, maybe become a monk. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
something, bro. Like,
That'd be
I,
dope.
yeah, I really want to learn more about human consciousness and what we are, and just learn
Yeah.
more stuff like that.
One thing I will say, bro, and I think you're smart enough to notice, but just be careful, bro, as far as like the people that you trust.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
everyone you mentioned, I mean, obviously they're
Yeah,
solid,
have
you know.
much love
Yeah,
for them. Yeah.
but just be careful, bro,
Hmm.
for real, because there's always what like the wolves disguised as sheep, or
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
just be careful, bro, because people take advantage of the type of person you are, and they might show you a different side just to get what they want out of what you have to offer. So but I think you're smart enough and you're strong minded enough to recognize that.
Yeah. And one thing about me too, like we were talking about earlier, money's not really a thing for me. So say I gave someone the store and they just fucked me over, like, man, it's just there's so much out here in life, and if you really had to do that, then that just shows
Hmm.
me what type of person you are. And like at the end of the day, a loss is a loss. So
Hmm.
that's
No
definitely not
losses,
something that
bro.
would like ruin me, you know.
Yeah,
So
no losses, bro. Only lessons.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Every loss is a lesson that I'm
yeah,
gaining. So
yeah. That's my whole thing now. I'm like L's are only lessons, bro. No losses. You don't lose nothing. Anything that's an L is a lesson. So you know what I mean. So
yeah,
for example, say you went that route and somebody stole money from you. Um, that's a lesson. Boom. Not to trust. First of all, that person's out of your life. It took that
yeah.
much. That's like that little saying. It's like, have you ever seen the what is it, Bronx Tale
Mm. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
with Robert De Niro,
Uh-huh.
where he was like gonna go run after some dude or whatever, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" He's like, "That dude owes me $20."
Mm.
And he's like, "How much did it cost you to get that person out of your life?" He's like, $20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
and I've seen that too. Like it's just, if you're willing to like break a bond like that, it's just like, man, like, especially over money. Like
hmm
money is one thing that I cannot wrap my head around. It's like it's fake. It's just like it's not even a real thing. So
Yeah,
like you
it's just
basically
paper.
just um you
But
shouldn't have been on my boat in the first place. Like that's just
yeah,
crazy. But
exactly.
you're right. Like some people hide themselves and
And they will,
whatever.
bro. And no, I mean money will turn family against each other, bro. Like for
Yeah.
real, and it's an ugly thing, and it's great that that's not your main focus, and you see something above that, whereas somebody's like money is everything, you know, like.
That's a long way to the end of the road where you realize like damn I went the wrong way and
Mm-hmm.
there's no turning back at that point. You
You know.
chase money, man. That's a dark road that you can't get out of. So
And they say money can't buy you happiness, and
nah,
all
they
that.
say like the richest people, that's all they preach. Like Jim Carrey, that's all. Like I follow Jim Carrey and people think he's crazy, but he's not crazy. He's very spiritual and awoke, like woke.
He's just a
But
different level, bro, as
yeah,
far as his mindset.
his level of consciousness is like up there,
It's
and
advanced, bro, like level
that's what
1,000.
like there's certain levels to it, and I never want to get to that point where people think I'm crazy, but like I've definitely explored like different things where I'm even like my mind's melted. So I'm like, there's certain levels to things that is like you gotta ask yourself sometimes. Like I always ask myself, like, is this worth knowing?
hmm
Like but the reason why I like explore human consciousness and stuff is because I want to see why a brain operates. And I think about it now. I think that comes from like where I came from,
hmm
and like just seeing people get caught up in like their day to days or getting stuck on something or like addictions, and I just want to be able to break that or like if I come across someone, I'm like want to stop them and be like, look, life is like Joe Rogan. He always says like think of yourself. Oh no, Kevin Hart, how he says like life's a game.
Yeah.
He's like, it's up to you to like realize where you got stuck on that level or something.
Yeah.
And like people stay on the same level for the rest of their life. Like they get to a certain place of comfort, and then like
Yeah, you get comfortable, and you know what I mean.
and comfort will like ruin someone. Like that's like the worst thing to ever make like decide is like I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
That's when you get stuck, and it's like I'll never be comfortable. I'll be like grateful for where I'm at.
hmm
I'll definitely be like grateful, show mad gratitude and all of that, but I'll never be stagnant.
Are content with
Yeah,
what you have. Nah, bro, that's dope, man. It's crazy, bro. And you're only 20 years old, bro. Imagine where you're gonna be 10 years from now.
yeah, that's what everyone tells me, and I just want everyone to know that you guys have this in you, though. Like everyone listening, um, share it with someone, share this podcast with someone because everyone has it in them to chase their dreams and to just really learn. I feel like learning, if like you gain any type of lesson from me, is like the lesson of learning. Um, we can never know too much. Right
hmm
now I'm trying to pick up Spanish because like I grew up in like a Spanish speaking household, but they always spoke it like to keep it from us, like whatever they were saying,
Oh,
like they
shit.
didn't want us to know.
Yeah.
So right now like um, my girlfriend's parents like they only speak Spanish, so that's like the real reason. But also just learning, like
Yeah.
if I can, I want to learn like 5 languages, like 6. So
You know, same with me. My wife's parents. I mean, they speak English, but their first language was Spanish, and I want to learn it. And I want my daughter's first language to be Spanish.
yeah, like I'm definitely not gonna have a kid until I know how to speak Spanish because
Yeah.
that's the same way. Like I want them to be able to communicate with their other grandparents and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And still keep that culture. Like I lost that. Like my dad wasn't around. He never taught me that. Like I said, they always spoke it to keep me from knowing what they were saying. So, I mean, I definitely want that culture to be a part of my children and be able to pass that down.
Yeah, and that's my whole thing now is getting that culture because I mean I'm a Chicano, you know what I mean. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm mixed with everything, but I think just as of lately, like I just steer more towards that culture, bro. I love it. I love.
It's a loving culture. Like
hmm
we realize, like as Americans, like I'm not. I don't want to speak bad or like I don't want anyone to get a misconception. But like it's just the way that we live, like in comparison to other cultures, like it's just not right, bro. Like
hmm
I grew up in a household, like even still today, like we don't eat dinner at the table, like we don't do any of that. We don't hold a lot of the certain values that they hold, and it's like you see them being raised compared to us, and they're so creative and
Yeah,
like
they're
they're
all
so
about family, all
yup,
about
so
love, all
yup,
about church.
hmm and it's beautiful to see, and I really want to keep some of that,
You know.
or gain some of that into my family.
Yeah, yeah, just have those traditions, keep some of those traditions alive, but still being up to date with the time and
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and
the
modern things.
diversity and everything like that. Like I want my children to know all of that and like be aware of that. And yeah, like you said, I'm pretty young and stuff, but I like thinking of this stuff because I feel like I want to be a father soon. Not soon, like in the sense of
Hmm.
like next year or this year or stuff like that, but um, I want to be able to learn as much as I can so that I could teach them this way. Like
It's
I just,
fun, bro.
yeah, I
It's
bet.
fun, bro. Like yeah, just everything. Like I'm just like she's gonna be set so well, and just whatever she wants to do in life, whether she wants to be a nurse or go to school. I think the biggest thing I want to push for her is if you're gonna go to school, make sure it's gonna be something that you want to do, or it's gonna be a trade, or you like being a nurse. Don't go to school just to go. You know what I mean? I want her. I just she's just gonna be set off so well, bro. Like
Yeah.
just and it's exciting. Like I said, you have this person that's half of you, and you get to mold them in any way that you want to be or want them to be. Obviously, they could be their own person, but setting them off well. I will say, enjoy the time that you have while you're young.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, and but just leave it in God's hands, and when He feels you're ready for a kid, He will give it to you. Don't rush it. Just enjoy the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Like I'm not one to rush it. It's just I feel like that's just something definitely that I want to do when I'm younger. Like of course, like you're in your 30s, right?
Uh,
Or,
damn, bro.
oh, my
I'm
bad,
20.
bad.
I'll be 29 this year. I'm
29.
close. I'm
Okay, okay.
close though.
Yeah. So like yeah. So I mean, you're around like 8 years older than me, and
Yeah, I was 27 when I had my daughter. So
okay.
I never wanted to be the older dad.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I didn't want to be a younger dad.
Yeah,
Nothing against either one. You know what I mean? But I think I had my daughter right when I was supposed to have her.
that's good. That's really good. Um, for me, before I met my girlfriend and before we got serious and stuff like that, I always like thought of myself as an older parent. Um, but I came to the realization that it's not that I wanted to be an older parent. It's just I wanted to be a wise parent.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to teach them everything that I wasn't taught, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to do so, that's why I'm grinding so hard right now. And yeah, I really want to be able to. And like I see the way she is, like she has a niece and stuff, and
It's
just
beautiful,
she's like,
bro. Yeah.
it's wonderful to
I
see.
get what you mean. I get what you mean. I mean, you're not trying to rush kids or anything. I get what you're saying. You know what I mean. And when the time when the time's right, it'll be right, and you'll
Mhm.
know it. Um, but nah, bro. This yeah. I mean, you definitely dropped some gems, and I hope you and you will go through with your motivational podcast. Are you gonna do the podcast or?
Yeah, so I'm definitely doing the podcast. It's mostly gonna be motivational to start off with. You know, I want to be able to attract like-minded people, and like they say, like the statistics are there that the number one rater for your success is your area code,
Mm-hmm.
and this is because the people that are around us. You know, so I don't care if none of my family or none of my friends or anyone watches my podcast because believe it or not, I'm gonna reach people that it needs to reach,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna get out of the area code, not move out, but I'm gonna expand my podcast to the people that I want to connect with in real life, and be able to get their energy and like just really change my reality is like to meet new people like that, and that's the main reason I'm starting the podcast. And
That's
to
dope, bro. Yeah.
it's kind of on a selfish level, but also again the motivation. That's my biggest passion is to give people that. So it's like a two reason,
Yeah.
you know.
No,
So
bro, and that's dope. The biggest thing that I could give you is do it your way, which you will, and make sure you're happy with it,
yeah,
and you know what I mean. Fuck what everyone else thinks. I mean, I don't have crazy like listens on my podcast, but I know the number that I have are people that are genuinely interested and genuinely trying to support
yeah,
um and I really don't want people to listen to it just be like, for the support or whatever. I do appreciate that, but I want people to listen to it that are trying to like get things from it. Like I want somebody to like after and the biggest reason for that is because of Joe Rogan's. Um, After every one of his podcasts, bro. Yeah, for real, bro.
Best. Oh, I love it.
After every one, bro, I took something from it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know what I mean. I changed my whole diet because of one that I listened to with him, or my whole mindset. Just bro, I just take little things from it, and some of them are exciting. Like I listened to the one he had with the Undertaker.
I never heard that one.
Listen to that one, bro. It's pretty dope. It's crazy to hear like what his body went through just being like wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to it, bro. It's crazy.
Is that
bro.
a newer one or?
I think it came out in like January ish.
So my thing with him, like when I started listening to podcasts, like I started off with him, and it was just like that was like an intense one to like hop straight into, you know? And I really love it. It's just like when he signed his deal with Spotify. Like for some reason I could watch the videos on my phone, but not on my TV.
Yeah,
like,
see, I was trying to do that.
That's the whole reason why I got into podcasts, because I like work and stuff. It's like right when I quit my job, like I just podcast, and so it started off with him. But like I'm grateful for the transaction because like I've watched people that have podcasts that have been on his podcast.
Yeah,
and like from there, those are the people that I had to learn. You learn like meet, you know, like meet. But yeah, so.
Yeah, no, and the only thing about his bro is he drops one like every day, and I'm like, fuck. And like if you don't listen to it for like a week, then you're like 5 behind, and then you try to catch up, and it's like you never catch up. So I've been kind of just picking the ones that I wanted to listen to. Like he has one with Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier I want to listen to, and some of the ones because I remember when I first started listening, I was just trying to find the people that I knew.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna listen to a random one.
Dude, the random ones always end up being the best. Like, I didn't even know why. Like, I remember when the Miley Cyrus one came out, and I was like, it was Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
I was like, it was the newest one. It dropped that day, and I was like, all right, let's see what it's about. And dude, like, it really gave me some insight. I was like, damn, I love Miley Cyrus. Like, what? Like,
I heard that. I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, that one's a really good one.
I heard that one's super good.
Dr. Rhonda Patrick.
Yeah,
like, I love all of hers. Like she's like one of like my favorite people that go on his show, and it's just like that's what I'm saying. There's these people out here that we don't even know, and like you know they really have more insight to life than what I could offer. Like I offer more of the motivational, but I'm trying to like with the podcast. I'm gonna start off motivational, but I'm eventually gonna try to get to teaching about the brain and monk-like abilities and like human consciousness and stuff like that. But I really got to be a practitioner before I could preach it, you know?
No, exactly. And you know, you got to be someone that people could trust. And like I think with Joe Rogan, I mean, like he's probably like beside like the only person I could really trust. Like I know things that he say are genuine, and I can like really go to him as far as like the whole election stuff going on or the whole COVID stuff. Like he's somebody I could trust. Yeah, and I think you can be that.
Stuff, yeah.
And you can be that, and people be like, you know, like oh, like I wonder what Rudy thinks about this, and you know what I mean, and trust your opinion on it, and know that you're not being. That's the thing with Joe Rogan is people know he's not biased. Like he feels like strong about how he feels, or you know, people aren't going to persuade him towards a certain thing. Like he's his own person, and I think that could be you too. So, yeah, bro. We're coming up on an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh wow, dang! It even feel that long. That's awesome.
That's what I love about this, bro. Is just like getting that conversation and just flowing, bro. And that was the whole motivation behind this. Is just like I said on my last one with my boy Ruben, just we had like a 30-minute conversation at the gym, and we were just throwing gems at each other, and I just thought back to that, and I was like, if I could record that and people could get something from it, then that's my whole purpose. And I thank you for coming on, bro, and I'm sure I'll have you on again in the future.
Yeah, I look forward to that, man. Thank you. Like I've been like a number one. I don't want to say number one, but I've been like there supporting, and like I love the first episode of you in the closet.
Yeah, bro.
Like, it was just dope to hear that. And
I should have took a picture of myself, bro, because I would probably look goofy as hell just sitting there. I was like in my shorts, just my daughter is like sleeping, so I was like trying to be quiet. Oh no, I recorded the intro when my daughter was sleeping. My wife and my daughter were gone, so I was just sitting on the floor, just talking, bro. And like I told you, the hardest part, you've already did the hardest part with yours.
It's starting.
It's just starting,
Yeah,
bro.
and I definitely felt that. Like, I dropped the first episode, and it wasn't really what I wanted it to be. But it's just me personally. I need to work on my communication skills
Hmm.
and my speaking abilities, and then from there, you know, becoming a practitioner of exactly what I want to talk about. And I recorded the second podcast because I felt like the treadmill start, you know,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I got it. And then that one was just a disaster because basically why I appreciate this opportunity so much is because like this is what I kind of wanted to talk about. It was like I was trying to interview myself and it
Yeah.
just didn't work. So
I think just a suggestion would be maybe like being outside, like have somebody follow you with the camera or something, and like go to the mountains or like downtown and just like walk and talk. I think maybe for you, just having like just the camera and like that whole situation,
horrible.
probably yeah. Because I think if I were to do that with my first one, I don't think I'd be here because it was for real. Like I think you could even hear it. Like it kind of started off like a little like scripted, and like once I got like comfortable, then like I was good. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
I don't know. Just a suggestion, maybe like have someone follow you with a camera and just walk and talk,
Yeah,
and
cause
just be more relaxed and like just more just able to like move, and you know what I mean. I think just having like that focused on you, and I think you even said about the camera, like
yeah, like the way it's like out and it's more personable this way. Also, like when you get to talk to someone, but it's just like trying to talk to the camera, you can't hit that flow state. Like right now, I've been in flow state, and I was in it before. I think I lost it like
yeah.
once in talking to you, but being able to hit that flow state and just really being able to talk from the heart, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and like that's one thing that a podcast is all about. Like you can't be scripted with it, or you can't like, yeah, you got to know where it's going, but also not scripted. If that makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to be able to guide it and know. Like I had the things that I wanted to ask you, and knew the direction I wanted it to be. I guess it's just like having like the bumpers, and and
Mm-hmm.
so you don't go off, but at the same time, it's still flowing.
Yeah,
So.
it's a huge road.
Mm-hmm.
But I think your ability to like ask questions and stuff like this is like for you for sure because like I was
I appreciate that.
I've watched some podcasts and like they do not know how to keep the conversation going, you know? And I think Joe Rogan's like literally the best interviewer of the world
Mm-hmm.
because he knows how to steer the conversation and to really ask people like, "What do you mean by that?" But not being like repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
And like you did a good job at that. So
Yeah, and that was the whole goal of this, bro. Is I like if I ran in, or if you know what I mean, I ran into you at a party or something, and we're just talking, and that's really how I like. This is really how I talk, bro. Like
yeah,
if
exactly.
like I get in a deep conversation with somebody, like this is exactly how I do it, and I was like I figure I might as well record it and share it with the world. So, but I appreciate that, and I'm just a people person, bro, and just the whole. And I love how you said you're trying to become the best version of yourself.
Hmm.
That was my whole thing with this is I'm trying to become the absolute best version of myself. I know I'm not going to be perfect, but as long as I'm better than I was yesterday, then
That's all that matters.
that's all I could strive for, bro.
Yeah, and that's the perfect way to put it. Like, we'll never be perfect, and that's one thing that people like bring themselves down. Like, I just want to end this on like a motivational thing.
Yep,
Like,
yep, do it,
if
do it.
someone is like putting themselves down, it's because they don't think that sometimes they let the past keep them on and keep them down, I guess.
Hmm.
And basically, you just got to know that every single day is a new start. And even if you've been on the same level for 5, 10 years, it doesn't matter. You could re-hit that mission and go at it from a different angle, and hopefully you'll accomplish that goal.
Yeah,
And set new goals for yourself each and every day. And
like you said, don't get comfortable.
yeah, never get comfortable. And for some people, they're experiencing such like a low vibration right now, and it's understandable. But you just need to be aware of that and try to do things to raise your vibration. One way I'd say is dieting. Like dieting, when I lost all the weight, that's when I told you the shift started to occur.
Yeah.
Is because your level of vibrations really makes sense, and like someone might say some motivation, when you're down here and it doesn't hit you, you don't feel that energy. But
Yeah.
when you're vibrating so high, the words actually mean something
Yeah,
and they
you're
could
able to
uplift
accept it.
you,
Yeah.
and you accept it, and you could start to get that perspective and stuff. So I'm just
That's
saying,
up.
like, if you're down low right now, you probably got to get some perspective and make little goals to better yourself every day.
Yep, and don't let your past or your childhood, things like that. Don't let that drag you down. Use it as a stepping stool. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Don't let it define you. You know what I mean? Use it as that motivation. Use it as that fire. Use it as not wanting to go to those, who our parents were, or you know what I mean, our family was, not wanting to be at that same level, but being better.
Yeah, and not in a judgmental way
No,
at
of
all.
course.
You just have to look at the reality and understand that life really is like a movie, and you're your own superhero.
Mhm.
And some people might say, "Oh, this person did that to me, and this person did that," and I was abandoned. Like I didn't have neither one of my parents when I was 12 years old. So, but I could have either let that keep me down,
Mhm.
or I could use it as my motivation now. And I think that's
That's
what I
dope,
really
bro.
use it as.
And people need to hear that and do that.
Hmm.
And that, I hope there's people that had a similar story as yours, or similar things as you, and they're down and they're out, and they hear this and they're like, wow, like, you know what I mean, if he could do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
But not bro, I appreciate you for being on here. We we get almost 2 hours, and I'm gonna I'm gonna edit it all, and it's gonna be fire, bro. Yeah. Go ahead and drop your social. How do people get a hold of you?
All
If they
right.
want to get in contact with you, they want to follow you, go ahead and drop all your socials.
All right, so the first thing I'd say is, like, for a business owner, I like dropping gems as well. So if you're a business owner, first of all, just focus on Instagram. Instagram is like the best algorithm
Mm-hmm.
out there. So Facebook is like one that people love, but just follow me on Instagram. That's the one I love. Dreams to reality underscore LLC, and there you can find my podcast and my lifestyle and the type of like business I'm in, to where I make other people's clothing. Or you could shop for my clothing brand at dreams dot or dreamality dot store,
Okay.
and Kingdom Boys underscore motivation. Eventually, I'm gonna transform that into like taking some of that Dream Kingdom Boys off, and then transferring it into a way that everyone could relate to,
Yeah.
and posting that stuff on dreamality dot store.
Okay.
So yeah, and then www.dreamality dot store is where you could shop and find all my stuff.
Yeah, and I'll leave the link in the description, so everyone go check it out. He's got some dope stuff.
Thank you.
It's nice. He didn't bring it for me, but nah, just kidding.
Yeah, I accidentally forgot that. But yeah, I mean, it's if you liked anything that I said, man, I just when you put on one of my T-shirts or one of my sweaters, you're gonna feel empowered, and you're gonna feel like it's more personable, like Jordan said, and you could wear that and just know that you're able to accomplish your dreams, and you're able to change your reality. Anything that you want to do and put your mind to, you could accomplish that. You could live that reality.
Yep. Yeah, right on. Hit the nail on the head right there, bro. And that sweater's dope. So
Yeah, this
let me.
one's gonna be out. Like, this is the latest one. This hasn't even dropped yet, but when you're watching it, it's gonna be released. So
Yeah. Well, again, thank you, Rudy. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'll have you on again.
yeah, thank you. Look forward to that.
Yep. And at that point, you'll be halfway to a millionaire, or not a millionaire, bro. I love to see it, bro, and I love the support. I always leave the show off with a little quote or a little inspiration. I'll let you do one too. But on my way over here on Ninth and Lincoln, I think, there's like a little mural on I think it's a brewery, and it says, "It's not where you're from, it's where you're going." Okay, so like we said today, it doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter how you grew up. It doesn't matter how you were raised or how hard your childhood was. Use it as your motivation. Use it as your fuel. Use it as a stepping stool to get you to where you're going. So it doesn't matter where you're from. It matters where you're going.
Okay.
Yeah, a little gem you want to drop?
Yeah, one that I'm gonna take from like one of my friends. He became like I'd say like mentor almost. Like he could teach me a lot of things. Uh, he has a podcast also, Not Your Final Destination. So you
Okay.
gotta the quote would be like today's it's not your final destination, or how does he say it? So he's like it's your current situation, not your final destination.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, this is a certain season that we're going through right now in your life, and what we're talking about today. If you're not where you want to be, you just got to realize that you just got to make a change in order to reach that destination.
Yep.
And so yeah,
Yep. Dope, bro. Right on. Thank you. All right. Thank you, everyone.
thank you guys.
Yeah. I'll see you on the next one. Much love.